I'll be very Cartesian in the sense that we criticize duality, but we apply duality anytime, in the sense that when we have to find an explanation for something, we usually, I mean, if we like to gather as much information as possible, we usually follow two paths. One path is the world of appearance, and the second path is the world of substance. And so, from these two paths, we try to find information and combine those together. I think that we can gather much more information than following one path only. I think that is quite immediate to understand. The problem is that sometimes we use this kind of understanding as a dogma, in the sense that we don't think that the two categories, the world of appearance and the world of substance, has to be understood as asymptotic categories, in the sense that the real operating point is always a combination of these two asymptotic categories. And that is something that can just give us a suggestion for a deep learning approach, in the sense that think about uncertainty. Uncertainty is the dimension of a human being. Uncertainty, we have uncertainty on anything. Just one thing is certain, and we don't want to discuss about that. And then, but usually in the scientific world, when they talk about uncertainty, they immediately mean one specific type of uncertainty, epistemological uncertainty only. So when I say uncertainty, I usually mean the whole uncertainty, natural and epistemological. That's something that I like usually to explain to my students, because in engineering faculty, when they talk about uncertainty, they usually mean epistemic uncertainty only. And so that is a mistake that usually, if you don't take into account, can give you a false illusion to be on control of your system when you are not. Because natural uncertainty can play bad tricks without even realizing that. And so this is the kind of a situation that when you're making risk analysis, that you don't, if you are not an expert, you think that with the risk analysis you are able to face reality in the right way. And you don't realize that you're facing only part of epistemic uncertainty. And so to go to deep learning, we can follow the same path, in the sense, the same approach, the duality approach. So we can divide our information into two large parts. That one is reliably predictable, and another part that is reliably unpredictable, okay, as to asymptotic categories. And so your operating point can emerge by a combination at a certain point of these two asymptotic categories. And that's something that is a proposal that I made on a paper that like a new system to manage ontological uncertainty. In the sense that if you use that approach, we can develop machines that we are able to manage ontological uncertainty by a quasi-autonomous way. We have to be able to experiment new ways to approach uncertainty than the classic one only. And if we are able to follow this kind of approach, I think that we can be able to gather much more reliable information, and especially take into account that we need learning when we have to face unexpected situations. And that is something that, think about. You can manage this kind of information as a fixed logic, closed logic system, the one that you can manage efficiently your reliable, predictable information, and another logic system that is a learning system that can manage the reliable, unpredictable information. And I think that we can use this model even to start thinking about a paradigm change machine. And, it can sound a little crazy, but it's just a proposal in the sense that if we take into account this, an organization information this way, I think that we are just at the beginning of a new era, in the sense that these kind of things that we arrange in this way are immediately, it's possible to map them immediately on machines. That's something that we have to take into account. I don't say that we got to at singularity, but I think because we never do that, because human cannot be substituted. I'm sorry.
I never said that.
No. We have a discussion. We had a discussion with the Kilber approach. But the human intelligence can be augmented, absolutely, by machine, by technology. That's for sure. We use always, this kind of approach. Think about your phone, iPhone. This is, it's a simple example, but think to have to manage your reality today without. You are lost.
Thank you.